Hey Libra fam, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining me. I would like to look into the general vibes for the rest of January 2025 for the Libras. I personally, my rising and Venus amongst others are in Libra, so I'm right here with you as far as I'm concerned, and I appreciate the company. Let's see what kind of positive vibes we can pick up on. Okay, I have already shuffled the deck, so we can go ahead and cut them together. I generally have a tendency to interpret these messages as words of encouragement. So let's see what we can start with. Arrows. Ooh, I don't see this one too often. Love as desire, eroticism, sensuality. Though Eros can be depicted as unbridled sexuality and eroticism, a more contemplative understanding of this archetypal energy leads us to the root of desire itself. What do we long for? Why are we awakened by love? What makes us hesitate in the face of its intimacy? Eros reconnects us with the primal longing to merge with another human being, nature, music, art, plants, food, or anything that we perceive we are separate from. Eros allows us to momentarily unite. Our heart embraces otherness, and in doing so, we further understand our own. Our life force awakens. This card reveals an inevitable initiation into love's labyrinth. You may find yourself swirling in a new territory of desire and sensuality. Explore the labyrinth with a curious and honest heart, and remember, though the way is circuitous, you are always being led toward its center. Hello, Libra. How's it going? So as I was saying, my Libra is in Venus. Hi. So, January 2025 seems like an interesting month to start some things. Let's see what the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle would like to lead to this prologue, or add to this prologue. Stand up for yourself. Interesting follow-up there. There's no better way to say it. Someone in your life is trying to burn you at the stake. Maybe you didn't give them something they wanted, or you didn't let them get away with their bad behavior. Either way, they're trying to ruin your reputation. Rest assured, your reputation will stay intact. Silence can be effective, but this is not that kind of situation. Get loud and let them have a taste of your bitch fire. It feels like they're in war with one another, don't they? Like that balance between love and desire and sensuality and not independence, but, you know, that courage, that ability to defend yourself, to stand up for yourself when you're being mistreated and to call people out on their bullshit, right? And Libra's balance is very important to those of us where that's heavy in our charts, right? Once I figured out my birth chart the first time, I laughed so hard because it was like, oh, there it is. All that Libra. Okay, a lot makes sense to me now. Right? Being able to understand that swords can be double-edged, right? Yeah. Let's move on to the confirmation. Oh my goodness gracious, forgive me, my voice. Sometimes it's just not willing to cooperate with me. Ooh, I can see what that first card is. There's only one card in my deck that has been bent fam, I tend to think of, listen, normally I try to be a little silly with that little song, but my voice is like, nah. But we also have the Two of Swords coming up as chapter 1. And this, what I like to think of tarot as its story in and of itself, with this being the prologue, right? So someone could be dealing with a decision. And this feels really heavy, like this is an important decision that's going to branch off into different directions, right? But I'm also feeling a frustration with it, because it's like feeling as though you've made your decision, and yet you keep being told, no, you haven't. You actually haven't yet, because you can't even see it yet. So how could you have made your decision? How could you possibly know, right? But it's like, you know, there's stuff going on that you need to handle, and it's almost like you feel like you might as well be tied. I tend to call this also the Never Again card. So my question to you is, what is it that you're so fierce about never again, that you're kind of, it's like you're holding yourself back from being able to connect, from even being able to see and realize genuine connections, right? There may be someone who's already entered your life that you're not realizing what's going on there. What's the next card? Boosh. Okay, so, these two together. Okay. Like, what's going on here? Because my question is, are you sure that you're reaching enlightenment going about things like this? Because it's kind of like a, it could go either way, right? Be like, okay, well, if there's nothing that I can think of or realize that I should be doing, if I'm really just supposed to be taking it all in this moment and healing and working through my shit, then okay, fine. Like, are you able to put down the swords? Are you able to stop controlling every direction that your mind itself goes into? Because there's trying to retrain your subconscious, and then there's being so, like, this odd form of control is something that I'm sensing, that, like, you know, is a vibe. Like, someone's really trying to achieve peace in this circumstance, but they're not feeling it. And it's, but they, they themselves are the ones blocking themselves. Right? Just remember that choosing to do nothing, or not thinking that you're not making a choice and just kind of vibing out is in and of itself a choice being made. It's that I'm going to do, oh, kitty, I'm going to do nothing but sit here and think about it. Choice. Yeah. Kona's making her opinions known, fam. You okay, baby kitty? She's a very snotty Norwegian forest kitty. All made of the floof. Oh, apparently it's time for some snuggles in my lap. Oh, what's going to be the third card? Well then, well, okay, well. Oh, okay, yep, all right, okay. Let's go ahead and make sure Papa YouTube doesn't get pissy. Okay, well, this is funny, because isn't this a Gemini card, which is also air? But the Lovers isn't just about some honey coming in, right? Which that Eros card was like, dang. It also speaks of self-love, of love surrounding you, right? There's also the Tree of Knowledge and the Tree of Life, and the Tree of Knowledge are represented behind both of them. And they have an angel watching over them. Like, the imagery is Like, it's all love. Everything is love. The earth is love. You yourself are love. And you need to get in touch with that. And it's okay to be in touch with that. Don't close yourself off to it. I'm finding it really funny that these two cards are coming up on either side of the Hanged Man right about now, fam. Especially when you're being reminded that it's okay to stick up for yourself. When someone's treating you poorly, it's okay to say, hey, go fuck yourself. I mean, in whatever words you so choose to say that. Pardon my language. But you know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm good. Because you need some love in your life right about now. For sure. Oh. And the Nine of Pentacles isn't just about a good harvest, a good season. This is being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Being able to enjoy the aftermath of everything coming to fruition and working out for the best. Better than you could have ever hoped. And you need to go on vacation now. You worked hard. You earned this. And what's going to come up underneath the Two of Swords? The Magician. Sometimes when we remove distractions and such, it kind of becomes such a powerful moment, right? Anything is possible. Epiphanies can happen and you realize, oh, it's always been me. I've always been capable. You have all of the tools you need. 1, 2. You have all of the tools that you need to manifest the rest of your life. Don't mind the kitties. It's like I told you, she's a snotty girl. And just rubbing her nose on my arm right about now. That's adorable. All right. It's all about perspective, right? Which way do you want to go? What do you want your life to look like? What's going to come up underneath the Hanged Man? Right? Well, that to me, the Four of Swords is always speaking of meditation. What did I say about getting the distractions out of your face? Right? Tuning out the rest of the world and remembering the sound of your own heartbeat. Recognizing that it all begins with you. You're the MVP of your life. No one else is. You are. You're the quarterback. You're the one calling the shots. Right? And once you figure that out for yourself, that's the path of enlightenment. That's the path of thriving. It's the path you have every right to. What's coming up underneath the Lovers? The Ace of freaking Swords. Clarity. New ideas. A clear mind. I love that it's coming up underneath the Lovers. I always say that the mind and the heart are the two of the most vital organs in our entire body, right? So they need to be able to work in concert. That's how we thrive. It plays its part, but so do our soul, our consciousness, the universe, right? The pentacles aren't just about money. They are everything. They are earth. And these swords, these lovely swords that we've been playing with, they're the mind, right? Air, just like Libra. You're not wasting this moment trying to get your head on right. You're getting it. You're balancing everything out. That's what we're being shown. It was difficult at first, but then you gave in like it's anime, and it's like, okay, well, if this is what I need to do, then here I am. Love me for me, or get the fuck out of my face, right? What's coming up underneath the Nine of Pentacles? The Hermit. Another 9. 2 9s have entered chat, okay? Very particular, once again, very particular major arcana. This one is also, speaking of getting rid of the distractions, but he has the star is inside of that lantern. Sorry, my other hand has cat booty. Like holding her in place. The star is guiding him in that lantern, right? Your inner light, your inner flame. Don't let it burn out. It's time to thrive. It's time to figure out what self-love looks like, what it feels like for you. Romanticize your life. You don't need to be delulu in order to romanticize your life. Love it again. For once, if never before. You've been recognizing that the only one that can hold you back is yourself, and it's time to do something about it. But, you know, follow your instincts and know that if it's coming from a place of love, if it speaks of love and positive vibes, truth and clarity, like, you have the mental fortitude to figure this out. You know what makes your soul purr. And you've got a lot of manifestations that are going to be able to come through with this clarity that you've been gaining this month in January of 2025. What's the epilogue to this story? The Four of Cups. Well then, that's 2 4s. Have you been trying and sometimes you just feel like, well, all my ducks are in a row, so like, where's the catalyst? Where's the thing? Instead of, so focused on these cups that you're not acknowledging anymore that it's a beautiful day. You're sitting under a tree in the green grass and it's nice. Look up. This speaks to me of you already having things that are happening in your life that you might be overlooking. Or as things pick up and whatnot, make sure that you don't hit that point of apathy where it just becomes mundane, a new form of mundane, right? So that you just, okay, I can sit down and relax now. No, you still have life to live, right? Life to enjoy. What? Oh, I know this card. The extra notes for this round are going to begin with someone needs an auntie moment. I consider myself non-binary. She, they, I really don't care. Auntie is like a mix between auntie and uncle, right? Someone needs an auntie moment. Listen, I believe in you. You've got this. You have learned and been through so much. And you deserve to be able to be comfortable in your own skin. You're alive. And you have every right to be. That's not saying others don't. This is between you and I, okay? You have every right to exist and to feel fulfilled, to thrive. Mind, body, and soul. Okay? In the 3D, on this plane, all of it. Don't lose sight. Don't get so hyper-focused that you're incapable of seeing the world that's still around you and how that can change as well. And that when you let it, it can just get better and better and better. And you have every right to that, okay? I believe in you. You got this. You've got this. What's the next one? See, quicksand is not quite what you think it is, right? Like if we were to go with what Hollywood taught us, especially in the 80s and the 70s and stuff, then you'd think that it's well, I'm done for. But it's not. And so my note there is it feels worse than it is emotionally. But be careful. Wait, what? Be careful with those assumptions. Be careful about your assumptions that you're making. That I feel like that's going hand in hand with this card. Because it's your mind that can be your downfall, right? It's your mind that can get in your way because you're overthinking. And be very careful about what kind of assumptions you're making about the circumstance, the situation that you're in, that you're trying to rectify this month. It's not quite what you think it is. It's not as dangerous, life-threatening, you know what I mean? It's not as big of a deal. Not to downplay your stress levels and what you're going through, but it's not quite what you think it is. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate the company. I'm going to release the cat booty for a moment to remind you to always remember that I love you.